Want to know what I think of my Gucci Supreme Tote? Stay tuned. Hello, and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. For those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos whenever I can at the moment, but aim 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. We're all about living life loud, aren't we, Poppy? And what that means to us, celebrating yourself and celebrating others. Say hi. Say hi. Noisy girl. Mwah. Noisy girl. So, we're going to talk about my Gucci Supreme Tote today, which is this bag here. But before I do that, let's quickly talk about the bag of the day. And it is my Longchamp Rousseau tote. I love this. I love the colours. I love the white leather. As you know, this has so much in it. And look, you can see just how full it is. It's a massive bag. You can see just how full it is. And I've already taken out a laptop, a notebook, and a phone. And it's still got this much stuff in it. So when I get asked regularly, Nick, why do you carry such a big bag? Because I carry a lot of stuff, okay? I carry a lot of stuff. So, let's talk about from one tote to another, but a slightly different style of tote, I would say. And here we have the Gucci Supreme Padlock Tote in what I believe is the medium size, which is the largest size, but they classify it as a medium. I have mine in the Gucci Supreme coated canvas with the white leather, and it has this gold, kind of champagne-y gold hardware, and it obviously has this huge hardware on the front. I bought this pre-loved from the website Carry Kind, but on Instagram it is Seek Pre-Loved Bags. Fabulous pieces, lovely to purchase from. I've also sold some bags to them in the past. Really fabulous. So definitely do take a look, I recommend. So yeah, this isn't sponsored by the way in any way. I'm just a happy customer from both a sales and a purchase perspective. I've done both sides. So I bought this in April of this year, I want to say. Early May, potentially. And I was looking for another bag, as I tend to be. I wasn't necessarily looking for a tote, but I just happened to be on the Seek Pre-Loved Bags site, on the Carry Kind site, and I saw this, and I thought, I love that print. I love the Gucci monogram. I love the Gucci logo. And I actually love that style of bag. And when I looked at the dimensions, it was a 35 centimetre base, which is just a little bit smaller than my Heritage Bayswaters, which you all know I love. It was probably about the same size as a medium Le Pliage top handle, which is a great size of bag. And it was smaller than the Longchamp tote that I use a lot. And of course, I've got another Longchamp tote in a smaller size, but that's more of a north-south. This is a little bit smaller, but a little bit more east-west, which is actually my preference when it comes to a bag shape. And I just thought it was a beautiful example of a tote. I am also a huge fan of the Chanel GST. I don't own a Chanel GST. Will I in the future? Who knows? Maybe. But I've always loved the Chanel GST. I think it's very classy and very sophisticated. And I think I saw this and thought, that's the Gucci version of a Chanel GST. That's kind of how I saw it. And I love that about it. Not that it's trying to be a GST, but all of the features that I love about the GST with the hardware and the east-west style, and it's a formal tote. So you've got the capacity of a tote bag whilst also having the convenience of a tote bag, being able to throw it on the shoulder, but with all of the hardware, leather trimming, etc. It's very sophisticated and quite a sexy bag, which you can't always say about a tote. Now, I absolutely love this. It's fabulous. I wouldn't say it's a sexy bag. I think this is quite a sexy bag, if I'm being honest. So let's just quickly talk it through. What do I think of it? Long story short, I absolutely love it. I was initially a bit unsure about the size, whether or not it would be a tiny bit small for me, but I have just been loving it because I've been using it as that formal tote. I don't use this for work, for example. I can fit an iPad or a smaller laptop, but I carry a large laptop. So it doesn't fit everything in it. And I don't really like to break up the look when I'm carrying this by carrying a separate laptop case. So I tend to just reserve this for when I need the capacity of the tote, the practicality of the tote, the kind of pop of the Gucci canvas, and just kind of heading about living my day-to-day life. I really love it. I used it all weekend. This weekend I was in Clevedon on the coast. Hello, baby. Come on. Come on. I was in Clevedon, just outside of Bristol for a wedding, which was fabulous. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you want to roll? Okay. You want to put your scent on it? Okay. Is it now yours? You've got a bag. You don't need another one. Okay, we'll talk. So I was using it all weekend. I didn't use it for the wedding itself, but it was just the one bag that I took with me to take kind of to breakfast and to dinner and a walk along the kind of coast and all of that stuff. I use it when I go for lunches. I just think it's beautiful. And I love it because I love the Gucci monogram. I've spoken about how I think the Gucci monogram, to me, is more attractive than the Louis Vuitton monogram. Hi, baby. Hello. Is more attractive than the Louis Vuitton monogram. I love the white leather trim. I think it's beautiful. It hasn't got really any marks or anything on it, to be honest. The one thing that's a bit more noticeable is there's one on the kind of clochette. Is that what that's called? It's got some scratching on the hardware, but I love it. Shows that the bag's been used and has been loved. I think that the greyish nature of the canvas mixed with this white leather with the gold works really nicely. I'm normally a silver hardware person, but I actually think the silver hardware wouldn't work with this particular bag. I think you need the gold because it cools the rest of it down, whereas silver hardware would warm up the canvas and warm up the leather. So I think that it works quite nicely. If this was more, I've seen the Gucci Supreme canvas in black, I would definitely want that in silver hardware or maybe even black hardware. But I think this works really nicely. So from an exterior perspective, you've just got this great leather trim, these two non-adjustable shoulder straps, which are beautiful, sit nicely kind of on the arm, but are also a nice length that you can carry top handle or in the crook of your arm without feeling like you're dragging your bag along the floor. It doesn't have feet, just as an FYI, and no sort of corner reinforcement or protection. But what I do find is that the reinforcement comes from the fact that you've got this leather trim that overlays a canvas. So that's great. You've got this really nice Gucci lock mechanism here, which you just pop, and then can I do this like that, and then obviously folds over the top like so. Really easy to get in and out of, not fiddly whatsoever. And to be honest, if you don't want to be dealing with that on sort of a regular basis, you can always just tuck that inside like so. So let's remove the air paper that I had inside. So in terms of the interior, I've currently got a liner in it, which was very kindly sent to me with the bag. This one has a few marks on the interior, but it's fine. It has this almost peachy suede sort of microfiber type interior, which is lovely to the touch. You've got a fairly capacious zip pocket, which I have receipts and extra strong mints in, so I'm not going to show you that. And it has a Gucci leather kind of tab there, which has a serial number on the back of it. And then on this side, you have these two slots here, which if you have a smaller phone could maybe work, or a card holder or something along those lines. I personally just use the insert and the pockets of the insert. But it's a really, really lovely bag. I've been enjoying it a lot. I find it very easy to style. I find it very practical. I think it's incredibly, incredibly chic. I've not been disappointed with it in the slightest. I'm really pleased to own it. If I could make one adjustment to it, I would just make it a smidge bigger. So I would probably make it a 40 centimeter base and then maybe just a little bit, add a little bit more height, add a bit more width and add a bit more height. But very, very marginal. And of course, Gucci do other totes in their range that are more similar to kind of this style, I guess, Neverfull-esque. You've got the Ophidia totes and things like that. But I think just a slightly bigger version of this would be really nice. I would really enjoy that. You can still buy, not this particular version, but you can buy the medium and it comes with black leather trim or a caramel leather trim if I'm not mistaken, but you can buy a version of this particular bag. I really like it. One thing that I have noticed, and I don't know if anyone has any tips or tricks for me, so I would love it if you do, but I have noticed that the stitching has been popping through the glazing, and I've been noticing it gets steadily worse as time's gone on. Now, I don't want to snip it or do anything that could potentially make it worse and see something unravel, but it's just a tiny bit messy to me, and wasn't quite what I was expecting. I know it's a pre-loved bag, and it didn't come to me with that, by the way. So it was sent to me, as was described, the condition was great. That's happened through my usage of it, and I'm not the, you know, lightest touch when it comes to my bags. I can be a little bit kind of heavy-handed with them. I believe that they're there to be used, but I don't have another bag that I've seen stitching pop through the glazing like that. And I've owned bags a lot longer than this that I've been using for many, many years, quite heavy-handedly, and I've never seen that before. So does anybody have any recommendations as to what I could potentially do to get that touched up? Or that would be, I would love to know. But outside of that, it's a fabulous, fabulous bag. It's wearing really nicely. I'm using it a lot. I enjoy it, I have to say. I really do enjoy it. I'm actually looking, and maybe there's a little gap in the glazing there. Maybe I just need to get the glazing touched up. Corner there. Yeah, maybe I should just get the glazing touched up. Does anyone have any recommendations of anywhere in the UK to do that? Maybe Handbag Clinic? Again there. Yeah, maybe Handbag Clinic, I don't know. If anyone's got any recommendations, please let me know. But yeah, I think it's a fabulous bag. I highly recommend it. I just love that it's a different type of tote. I love that it's less casual. It has this formality to it. I love that it's got this very in-your-face Gucci kind of monogram, but it's in colours that are quite subtle. So you have to get a little bit closer to it. It looks like a diamond pattern from a distance, and then you get closer to it and you see the GGs. So I think it's beautiful. It has a lot of elements I really love. I've really been enjoying it. I highly recommend it. It's a great bag. I would say, rating-wise, what would we say, Pops? 7.5, 8? Do you feel comfortable with that rating? Do you care? I'm going to say somewhere between 7.5 and 8. If it was slightly bigger, it would easily be a 9, creeping towards a 10. This could be in contention with a few modifications of being an absolute favourite bag of mine. And those modifications would be probably for me, it being a little bit bigger. And as much as I like this canvas, I would probably change the colour because I would love it, if the canvas was pink and the trim was white, the hardware was silver and it was this shape. Oh my goodness, that'd be fabulous. Or the same thing, but the canvas was black with the bright white leather and then a silver hardware. That would be fabulous too. Slightly bigger size, more like a GST XL. Beautiful. I do think, given if I had the funds, I would buy a GST. Definitely I would. Maybe that needs to go onto my list. Should that go on the list? Okay, we'll add it to the list. Fabulous. So there we have it, everyone. Those are my thoughts on the Gucci Supreme Padlock Tote. Let me know what you think. Do you own this bag? Have you looked at this bag? What are you feeling about Gucci? Like, do you like Gucci? Do you not? I would love to know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much as always for watching. I look forward to seeing my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.